I call the shots, I never call it quits. Trust my intuition, bet it's right and bitch, it often is. Seen too many others come and go, they had the wrong intent. Do it out of love and never for it, then I watch it get bigger than expected. No second guess it, I let it set in. It's God's plan, we out here only accepting blessings. I'm stuck with it, this mindset is terminal. In and out different terminals, leveling up is personal. And I already made it, y'all can miss me. I smack my girl's ass, tell her pinch me. It's hard to believe I made something from nothing. No hindsight discussions, I've been writing, I love it.
Welcome to the 3 Gig Sports Podcast, where we are never wrong, just sometimes misinformed. We got Jimmer, Rio, and Danny G in the house. What's up tonight, boys?
I'm not doing too bad. I think the Shepherd family's taken a little bit of a beating, but
well, the toilet, but yeah.
The toilet definitely did.
Yeah, I don't know what it was, man, but something came through the house.
it wasn't spicy guacamole.
Yeah, I thought it was, but I don't know, man.
That's tough. Was it? Do you think it was something you ate, or like a quick flu thing, or what?
So I heard there was like a stomach bug going around hitting several families. You know, we ate at a restaurant first time, I guess probably a little bit, so I don't know, something like that, but so it's about hit everybody but one. So the middle child, damn, my little shithole.
He's surviving everything.
He's surviving everything.
That's how it goes
He's
here,
a survivor.
too. Our oldest never gets sick when everybody gets sick. When she does, it's like her own thing, and she's down for 2 days. But never when everybody else gets sick. It's fucking weird.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Interesting.
Let's kick this bitch off, though. Let's talk NBA. We got playoffs coming up. There's a big amount of teams here that are really tight, especially in the West.
Yeah.
That's where it's getting interesting. And the first thing I thought of tonight was we just got news, and we're going to start with the Mavericks again. Rio, I'm sorry. Luka is only going to play in the first quarter, right? So you've got a little inside scoop there. What's going on there?
Yeah, so they're resting Tim Hardaway, Josh Green, Maxi Kleber, Christian Wood, and then obviously Irving, and then old boy is going to play just the first quarter. And everybody's like, well, why would you do that? Why would you do that? Because you have a shot to make the playoffs. Wouldn't you play for it? So Dallas owes New York Knicks a top 10 protected pick as a payment for the Porzingis trade. So they've got to slide inside that top 10 to keep it, right? Well, losing only protects that, right? So it sounds like that's kind of what they're doing. Their attention, it seems like, has turned to focusing on Kyrie, re-signing him, and then keeping this first-round pick.
So how does that work with like in this situation, top 10 protected pick, right? So this year, okay, they're good. But then next year, same situation, they could end up having to give that top 10. Like how
so I don't know if it passes off, or how many years it goes on, or whatever it is. If it's just a 1-year deal, you get it. You know, if it's outside the top 10 or however that works. Not sure exactly how it works if it passes on to the next year, but
okay.
Yeah, that's I think that's what's happening. They're playing for that pick, you know, especially not knowing if you're going to lose Luka or not Luka, Irving. Kyrie. Yeah, Kyrie Irving. So then you're going to want that pick, right? Potentially as a trade for someone else or something like that. So
you said Luka at first, a slip of the tongue, but I think you're really close to potentially losing him. He's ever since midway through when Kyrie got over there, Luka has not looked the same. He even mentioned one day, he's like, I'm just not having fun. Like, I kind of wonder if their focus on extending Kyrie is going to hurt Luka, because if it doesn't go well, he's out, right?
You know, I saw an interesting rumor that, who was it? Some big names wanted to come and play in Dallas. Potentially LeBron, perhaps. That'd be a little bit later to join him, but who's the other big name? Basically bringing someone in, and then LeBron would potentially want to come join. And just to play with Luka, Kyrie, you know, basically form a big three, potentially four, perhaps. Yeah, I don't know.
That would, you know what, that would make sense if they extend Kyrie. LeBron gets the best of both worlds. Kyrie, and they potentially draft his son, right? Son's first, second year, whatever in the league. That team could roll through a championship, right? So that okay.
Yeah, I don't know how I believe the rumor, how much I believe it, but I mean, it was definitely intriguing to think about. Okay, well, and it does surprise me. Everybody's like, "Oh, Dallas small market." Kind of, sort of. I mean, it's a big city,
yeah.
big area, but and you look at it, the taxes, that you save, they don't take out. Why more people don't want to come play in Dallas?
That's always been my
Agreed. question.
I don't get it, especially an owner that has proven that winning is number one to him. Like, and he
Winning
also
is number one.
and
They have the best
but
training staff.
But he also takes care of his players after they leave, like
Right.
after they're not there anymore, after their career is over.
Right.
He brings them back. He's kind of like this may not be the perfect example, but kind of like the Al Davis of the NBA.
Yeah.
His players come back. They're some way involved with the franchise, and that's what he does with his own players that are loyal throughout their career with him.
Right.
Michael Finley, I think, dabbling down there doing some stuff.
Surprising. I mean, you talk about that, but I don't know if you know how well our training staff goes. I mean, it's always the guys for the overseas stuff, Olympic stuff. It's always the training staff for that. I don't know how many times I've heard people going to Dallas to see the head. I can't remember what his name is, but the head trainer and surgeon for Dallas Mavericks is like well known, and people go actually see him from other sports to get stuff done. So just, I mean, to add to a list of things why more people don't choose Dallas, it's weird.
It is. I've always wondered why they weren't able to pull more people. I think the Kyrie thing has to happen. I think you banked a lot into bringing a clear cut number two, or easy number two, and to complement Doncic. They need time for that, not at a trade deadline.
Yeah,
you need a season for two players like that.
You need off season,
right? Exactly. You need.
I don't think you need a season.
You need chemistry. That's what I'm saying. To where the shit doesn't count. Maybe it's perfect, like what you just said. The off season, where does it count? Where you guys get to know each other and shit like that. It's so hard to build that as like mega head superstars. To build that in a halfway through a season.
Right.
That is so difficult. This isn't trading puzzle pieces, as in like role players that you like need to work out in that half season. This is like two big time stars that need to figure out how to play with each other, and you don't get that in the first half of or not first half, but in a half of a season.
Yeah.
They need to sign him. I believe they will sign him. The only way they don't is, Cuban's pitch has to be the state taxes. And the reason why you bring that up, like, hey, you came from Brooklyn, right? Look how much you were paying up there.
Yeah,
and you went without paying for a little bit. We can help you recoup that.
Hell yeah.
I think they have the best shot of keeping
him around. I think kid's a problem too. I think the coaching. You look at some of the things he's doing. I mean, we have one of our rookies is averaging like 11 minutes a game, but he's shooting the best 3-pointers percentage. 53 or something insane, and playing 11 minutes a game or something like that. And it's like, give him some more minutes. What the hell are you doing?
Yeah, he kind of has that like vet mentality. You know what I'm saying? Like,
for sure.
Kind of like what Kirk Ferentz does with the quarterbacks, right?
Yeah.
Kind of the same thing. But Kid has always kind of been like that ever since he's been a coach. If you go back and look, he has a plateau.
Yeah.
He's not a championship winning coach. You know what I'm saying? And like he can help train your team. He's that perfect stepping stone for that, like getting them all to where this is what we do. Now you need to bring in the dude that can actually set you over the edge. Maybe that's something they look at too. I'm going to lean towards yes. I'm going to lean towards yes. I'm going to lean towards Cuban's because he's got to sell Kyrie on staying there. He's got to sell. If you said Doncic is not happy, he's got to sell Doncic on this is what we got going on. This is what our plan is. We're trying to keep our top 10 protected pick. This is the reason why we're also doing this. That either can be trade bait for this or it's still high-end talent that would be coming in. And this is what we plan on doing with a coach, too. That's the only way you keep these type of guys right here. I think they'd be very hard to beat.
Yeah,
very
man. I agree. I think Jason Kidd hasn't helped the situation at all. With what you said with the rookie is a big deal, right? But also when Kyrie came over, immediately when he started playing – he was the fourth quarter guy too. Kyrie's like, I think he leads the league in scoring in the fourth quarter, which is like, okay, that's fair. but Luka wasn't far off. And when you don't give Luka the shots and you don't keep him going because he needs the ball in his hand, right? That can throw off your chemistry and everything too. I thought when they got together, it was so similar to, because I think Luka is really a mirror image of LeBron. Like, he needs the ball in his hand. He dishes, he rebounds, he does everything. And so the Kyrie matchup could be perfect. So maybe you're right in the sense that the offseason could fix things. Yeah, dude.
I think they're playing too much small ball. And it goes back to coaching. Playing too much small ball. I don't know if we feel like we're getting bit by too many big guys not panning out. Porzingis, Christian Wood, stuff like that. I don't know if that's what's going on, but they just played too much small ball. And I know you got to use some of that, but you also need to have some big guys in the middle. And I don't know, just not working out. But extremely tight race, though, as coming down here to the wire through the West, definitely. I mean, you have the 7 and 8 seed both tied. LA Lakers and Pelicans at 41 and 39. Minnesota right behind them at 40 and 40. And Oklahoma City 39-42, sitting in that 10 spot.
So
go ahead.
I have an interesting question for you, gentlemen. Is there in any world that you see the Timberwolves making a run with their current roster? Because the reason why I ask is that I don't know if you know all the players that they do have on there. They have a pretty talented group.
They do.
So trying to dig somebody out of, like, especially that play-in tournament, I think the Lakers can. I think they're hitting a different level. If you guys seen, like, there's 7 and 3 last 10. They're like 16 and 8 since the trade deadline.
I think top 3 in the league since the trade deadline. Yeah.
So so besides the Lakers, I'm trying to take the Lakers out of this conversation.
Yeah.
Because I think that if they wouldn't have started off so horrible in this beginning part of the season, you remember that, where they won like 1 game in 13 games or some bullshit like that. If you took that out, they would actually be in probably the top 4-ish range. If they got some wins out of there. So what I'm asking you is, out of those playing ones, is there any one of those that you think that actually could make some noise? In the West first.
Is Golden State playing, or are they 6 right now?
They still have a shot.
Yeah.
They are technically at 6 right now.
Well, see, because isn't Zion out for the play-in game?
Yes.
See,
that influences my decision a whole lot.
I think he's going to be out longer. So they said today that they're going to continue his rehab.
Right, but what they said is he wouldn't be ready for the play-in tournament.
Yeah,
that's all.
That's all they
that's
can.
all
Okay,
they said.
okay.
You know what?
Doesn't mean they're not going to go beyond that, but that's what the information they
for
gave.
now. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
And say Chet's going to play. Give me OKC to just the young kids thriving in, that atmosphere. Maybe taking somebody to the brink or knocking somebody off. Not making a horribly big run, but, winning a series, winning the play-in game, perhaps winning a series. Just the young kids, kind of playing.
Naive enough to.
Yep, just kind of balling. And, they play in that big March Madness tournament, right? So every game is a win or go home. And so they kind of have that, more than the NBA players have, right? Because it's always 7 games. But at the end of the year, those college kids, they get every game. Boom, 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 boom is win or go home. And so maybe they won't feel that pressure as much and can just kind of flow, free play. I just don't trust Timberwolves, kind of like Minnesota Vikings. Differential
What
point.
the fuck?
Yeah.
Why do you guys slide that in?
The
you
point
piece of
differential.
shit? You
Cut
piece
that
of
out.
shit.
Cut that
Right?
out.
They you can't. I don't know. I just can't trust a team that goes negative. Hard to trust a team that goes negative and too many close games. So, yeah, I don't know. I do like what they have. I don't think they should have went after Gobert, but I think that was not a great trade. But anyways, I think OKC potentially, like I said, the Zion deal. Otherwise, I would have been with the Pelicans.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I don't like Minnesota. They're too soft. I think they need to get rid of Cat.
I think
and
so
they'll be
too.
a lot better.
I think so too.
But so if we're thinking a team in the play-in that could make a run, I do like OKC, especially if Chet can come back and he's fresh.
Yeah.
Jesus, they're so young and talented. That could be
Right.
amazing. But just to go off the wall, because people are saying this isn't even a play-in team, but nobody is picking Sacramento to do shit because of how young they are. I think they will make a legit run. I don't know. I don't think they could make the finals. just because you got to have some veteran leadership, and they don't really have much. But I think they're going to surprise some people in the playoffs, and I think Memphis is going to shit the bed.
I'm there with you on Memphis.
So I think Memphis is going to shit the bed too, because first off, you almost have to believe that, because if you hate Donovan Mitchell, then you definitely have to believe the same thing about John Morant and the Grizzlies, because they underperform in the playoffs also.
Yeah,
right,
100%.
Same concept.
They're all bark.
But everyone at the top. This is the reason why I'm not going to disagree with you at all. Is we've talked about Denver until they prove it, right? We just talked about the Grizzlies. The Suns are still trying to figure themselves out. I mean, they're doing fine. I mean, they have climbed in the rankings, and it is still KD at the end of the day. We'll see. But it's obviously widely known that Chris Paul has never won, right? Never won a championship. So, KD being that guy with the knowledge, I don't know if you trust that volatility in that mind right there to be the guy. You know what I'm saying? The mental part of it, not to be the guy to score and shit like that, but to teach you how to become a champion. He had to go over here to do it, just like LeBron had to go to Miami.
Yep.
But he carried on to another one. Where did KD carry it on after he left the Warriors?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then the Clippers, you'd never know. You have some angry pieces there. I mean, if they're all healthy, maybe they can make a run also. But
They're deep too.
I'm going to sound like a fanboy, but mine has to be the Lakers. If they all play like they're supposed to play. And Anthony Davis is playing at a ridiculous level right now, by the way. I swear to God, every time I look at the stat sheet, 40 points. 40 points, 13 rebounds, a couple blocks. And everyone just kind of playing their role. And you're not hearing and seeing a bunch of drama. That could all come unglued at any moment, right. Especially with LeBron. Can you play defense, especially in the playoffs? Because that's when we need you to. You've had quite a few games off. Can we go ahead and get some defense out of you? We'll see. But until proven otherwise, they have some pieces that Rob Pelinka pulled some shit out of his ass.
He did.
At the trade deadline, and I think they have some nice-ass pieces for it. I know you want to hop on the Warriors one, but they've been kind of...
Hold on. Let me sell you. Let me sell you a little bit more, okay?
Ooh.
So they've been dog shit on the road this year.
I was going to bring this up.
It was like 9-25 or something.
9 wins.
It's insane. But I don't know if you've heard the rumors about Wiggins, right? There's a lot of rumors and speculation as to why he's not playing.
Mm-hmm.
And they're pretty funny. I shouldn't say funny. I'd be pissed. But anyway, he's about to come back. And so when you're in, whether it's the NBA, NFL, whatever, what carries you on the road is your defense. And Wiggins is a huge fucking part of that defense. Mm-hmm. So if he's able to come back, I feel even better about the Warriors pick because nobody's counting them in either, and they're going to use that. Even though they're a fucking dynasty at that point, they're going to use that. I really think so.
Okay.
The reason why I have to disagree with it is literally what you just said, all in the same sense. 9 wins on the road. 9. Every team there's no other team that has less than double-digit wins on the road except for the bottom 2 feeders in the West, and that is the Spurs and the Rockets. Everyone else has at least double digits. In fact, the next closest on the road, 14. 14 wins. So they are 5 beneath that. One player is not swapping that, especially with the pedigree of the Warriors. Something isn't quite right. I don't know if age has caught him and all this mesh isn't quite there anymore.
Oh, it's the video, right?
Which one?
It's the Draymond thing. That fucked him up this year, didn't it?
Oh, yeah, the punch?
Because he was kind of that leader, that bravado on the floor.
Yeah.
Kind of think people don't take him as serious anymore, right? Like it's not there anymore.
He didn't even knock him out.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Beach.
All right, so sliding over to the Eastern Conference where everybody in is already decided.
Yeah.
Just, I think, determining order yet.
Yes.
A little bit, but...
A little bit. I think it's just the 8 and 9, isn't it?
Yeah, it looks like
it looks
that.
like it's just 8 and
So
9.
everything else but through 10 is clinched. But you got Miami sitting at 7, Atlanta, Toronto, and then Chicago rounding out the 10 there. So I guess stick with your same question. Have a team sitting outside that top 6 right now that could make a run.
I'm going to go with the Heat. I'm going to take the low-hanging fruit before you guys talk. Low-hanging fruit of Miami Heat. They've been there. They've done it. They've made other teams life hell in previous years. They've even made to the finals themselves.
And what did they just do last night?
I know they beat some.
They destroyed the Sixers. Destroyed the Sixers.
They get clicking. They get everyone doing what they need to be doing. They're one of the best defensive teams in the league. It's the Cavaliers and then them for like points scored against them. So, I'm gonna take the low-hanging fruit on that one. I'm gonna say the Heat.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to go there too. I mean, with Jimmy, I mean, standing there, he's done it. He's led a team. If anybody can do it, he can do it again. I just think we kind of flipped in the times where it used to be Western Conference so loaded, but if you look there at the top, Milwaukee, Boston, Philly, all sitting there that you've got to run through.
Hey, you forgot a team. Say it out loud.
No.
He did not forget a team.
I did not forget a team. But, I mean, you got a young, hungry team in the Knicks there, still sitting there, and I'm still not going to say them.
Cavaliers, baby.
Cavaliers are young, though. But, I mean,
in.
still, it's a gauntlet now. You think about it. But if anybody could do it, Jimmy could do it. Again, they have the guys who've been there and done that. So, yeah, definitely probably the most fit team to be able to do it.
Yeah, so run me through the bottom four again. So Bulls, Heat,
Raptors, Hawks.
Fuck it. Okay, so my 1B I'll go with is the Bulls. Because it's obviously the Heat that could make a run, right? Jimmy,
Yes,
you got to have a faith in Jimmy B.
No love for Trae Young?
No, man, I don't think he's the answer. I think he's he reminds me of almost a Russell Westbrook. He needs a ball in he needs a stat stuffer.
I'm kind of getting with you. He's a way poorer version of Steph Curry, and that's not a good thing.
Right.
Steph Curry is very special for one reason, right? Like his ability to do shit, like create a shot for himself and make you look ridiculous when you do it. Trae tries too hard to even do that stuff, so it doesn't come off smooth.
Right, but then doesn't get the wins either.
Yeah, it doesn't get the wins, and it doesn't amplify your team.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, he needs to be the second star on a team, I think, not the first.
Yeah.
And they don't have enough help there.
Mm-hmm.
DeRozan, though, I think could do some things. He's won before, right? He played with Pop. And the Bulls still have some pieces. I thought they'd be better than they were this year anyhow. I'd take them besides the Heat to make a run.
Okay. Yeah.
Who's your clear cut in the East?
Bucks.
That's your clear cut? You
Done.
answered that really fucking quickly.
Yeah.
That's really quickly.
Yeah.
Even if you want to give no love to the Cavs, those top three are really difficult, right?
Really difficult.
Not to him.
Not Boston.
Not Boston.
I don't have any faith in Boston, no.
Not Boston, jeez. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'd have to go.
What's in your cup over there?
I would say the Bucks and the Sixers are the top two.
Okay.
I don't have that much faith in Boston. I don't think they can do what they did last year again.
Okay. He's just not feeling it.
Yeah, not feeling it. I don't know. I think I'd go Celtics, honestly.
Okay.
I think Philly, at some point, Joel Embiid, he's kind of banged up. Going into the playoffs, they're only going to have to lean on him some more. So I think that takes him out of the top two for me. I do like Milwaukee, but I don't know. Something about him.
Is there something about him?
Just something about the Bucks, man. I don't know. I'm not as a big believer in the Bucks. I think in a 7-game series against the same team, I just don't have the faith for them to win that. And I think that's where the Celtics have possibly more ways to beat you. In a long series like that.
Let's divvy this up evenly then. This is gonna be really hard for me to. First off, the Cavs are 1B. 1B
right.
to my.
What's in your cup?
It would be. I have to admit, it would be really cool if it was like Sacramento and Cleveland or something in the finals. Just all young guys
off the radar
Yeah.
together, but two good young teams. You know what I'm saying? There'd be a lot of energy in that. I'm gonna roll with the Sixers because of
What?
I am.
You're doing it?
I am gonna roll with the Sixers. Milwaukee. There's something about them. I'm with you. Like they're just. I love Giannis. It's almost like. I don't know. Yeah. I don't.
Yeah, it's just something.
There's just something that just doesn't feel like 100% confident. Like when they walk in, when Giannis walks in, it isn't like you're feeling tonight he's doing something stupid right now. Like when you need it to happen, not in a. I don't know. It's just something. Maybe it's too long in the tooth. I don't know if it's a combination of all that. Boston is a very dangerous team. I think I have a little more respect for them. But I think Philly. I think this is the one where they finally. Because I was thinking about this the other day. Have you heard anything about James Harden this year at all?
No, and that's really good for them.
That's exactly what I'm getting at right there. So I had to look up. I'm like, has he even been playing? Maybe he's been injured because
leads the league in assists, baby.
He is.
Yeah.
And he's fit into this, and you don't even know that he's playing anymore. As in, like, he's not the jelly roll out there causing a scene about the fucking the strip club and the goddamn all you can eat buffet thing going on. He's not throwing a fit up in Nets land. All of a sudden, we haven't even heard anything from him. He's just playing basketball, right? He's doing his job. That Maxey is another year of getting better and better. Everyone, they have their role players. It seems pretty damn solidified. They have, and I'm just saying, I like their shot. I really do. All led by Embiid, the dude that I think me and Danny have had debates about. But I think Embiid is on every year he's gotten better, and he has been staying relatively healthy the last few years. I mean, he got banged up last year towards the end too. Didn't he do something like his foot or hand or something? He did something. Yeah. And he might be a little banged up now, but I think he's literally fighting through everything that he's doing. He's putting the team on his back when they need to. And it looks like it's 1,000% him, and that it's not James Harden in any way, shape, or form, which is a good thing. Yeah. Because he's just sitting back here just collecting his stuff and dishing and.
This is where I give Harden credit because he's acknowledging that, right?
Yes.
I'm not the guy. It's Embiid's team. I never thought he would be able to do that.
Yeah.
Dude, this is huge, yeah. Because Harden could go off for 50 if he wanted to, right?
Yep.
He hasn't.
That's the only thing that makes me nervous because he's not a winner in the playoffs either. Harden isn't. So
it's true.
Yeah. But now that he doesn't have to be the guy in the playoffs, we'll see. That East is a hell of a lot tougher to pick. I think we all have to admit on that. I think it's a lot harder to pick in the East this year than it is in the West. I think the West is kind of wide open. You know, I mean, but it's not hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got to admit, I think the Lakers are probably the scariest team. Nobody wants to play right now in the playoffs because AD is getting healthy, LeBron's healthy, especially though AD. Less about LeBron, especially AD because he looks fucking real.
And playing defense, and all the pieces they've brought in complement.
They got lucky with the Uber driver, though. All right, I'm gonna be real about that.
What's that?
They got lucky with him.
What?
Who's the guy that picked up that was literally just driving fucking Uber like a year ago?
Was that Austin Reeves?
Yeah, Reeves. Yeah, they got lucky with him because nobody expected shit
I saw
out
some
of
of
him.
his highlights. Awesome. Dude's pretty good. He's pretty funny too. Like he did the little man thing, the old boy
in Chicago. Yeah.
And then did you see what LeBron said to him or said about him? He's like, that's Austin Reeves, baby. He's always got my back, even though he liked Kobe more. But I'll forgive him.
I did see that. Can we talk about that for a second? They were interviewing him in a towel in the locker room. Did you see that when he said that?
Were you looking down?
No, this is what I'm saying though. They straight up I feel like he let the man get some clothes on or something. He literally just had a towel on and he's joking about that. And I'm like, that's the first thing I thought. I'm like, I feel like maybe we should get some clothes on the guys before we talk to them. But
dude, that's old school, baby. Old school. That's how exactly
you uncomfortable, Danny?
Yeah.
One too many Bud Lights.
They ain't comfortable,
man. The world is blowing up. One beer at a time.
One beer at a time. A certain beer at a time.
I did want to chat, and I am going to have a soapbox moment. I hope you guys have it too. I really do. But the Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, we haven't chatted about it since the national championship.
Yeah.
And obviously, you guys have
the
seen
drama,
all the drama going on with it.
Mm-hmm.
Angel getting crucified for even being over boisterous or whatever, hand gestures, or basically throwing antagonizing stuff into Caitlin's face, right? And Caitlin has done it too. Now, I'm also starting getting really bothered. Obviously, you guys have seen that they try to turn this into race now.
Oh yeah.
Right?
I see people all over, and it makes you kind of, I think about saying something. I'm like,
right. I'm
nah.
This one I'm going to touch. I'm going to touch nicely, if I can. So when it first happened, I'm gonna give you my first raw emotion when this game was going on and when she was doing it. Right, I was irritated and pissed instantly. Now to put that into perspective, though, that's when you're a fan of a team, you're going to be like that, and definitely initially, I wasn't a fan of Jair Alexander doing the gritty in front of fucking Justin Jefferson, and that one pissed me off probably even more considering. It wasn't him that even stopped the pass. It was an overthrow.
Right.
And you're going to gritty, you piece of shit? Fuck you. But
with all due respect. Yeah.
But my initial emotions were that, right? Another day or so, the next day. I was thinking about this in the moment, like a couple hours later, but then definitely the next day. I was like, I can't be 100% mad at her because, like, honestly, I would like it if my team did the same thing. I'm more disappointed that they didn't get up in her face, like, after she kept going. So, this is where I'm going to draw the line in the picture for everybody. The race thing is fucking ridiculous. The reason why she's being crucified had nothing to do with that. What it had everything to do with, they're like, oh, Caitlin Clark did it. Here it is. It literally is a 2-second thing, not in somebody's face when she did that.
Yeah.
Literally, it was like that. Boom. What was bad about this one is that she literally followed her around the court for like fucking 3 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever it felt like.
It was 15 seconds, but yeah.
15 seconds. I'm just talking about what it felt like because it was so uncomfortable. She just kept going and going around and making sure. I'm like, doing this and doing this. I'm like, just won't stop. And what finally hit me is like, this has got to be on Mulkey. Like, fuck you. At some point, how do you not say, hey, come on, stop now?
Right.
Be a leader of women, right? Of young women. You're supposed to be the leader of them. You're telling me you're not seeing that happen. You literally notice everything going on in the court. In fact, that you pushed a ref. There's shitty ref calls in this whole game. But regardless, shoving a ref, you're paying attention to every little aspect of the game, but you don't see one of your star players doing that, like going overboard, because that's the definition. You're going overboard with the game was over. Yes, there's 15 seconds, but it was over. And you went beyond just that. You just kept going. And the head coach did not stop you. How do you not stop? Even if you're down for that, I'm watching if I'm coaching kids or whatever, and they're kind of doing a little something, not in someone's face, because that would be a no at that age. But if they're just like doing a dance or something like that. Now, if they keep going with that dance for an extra fucking couple minutes or whatever it is, 30 seconds, beyond like the initial thing, I'd be like, all right, guys, that's enough. Come on. Like, let's line up. Let's do our thing, Like, at no point was she stopped from doing it either. At no point did someone come up and tell her. Like, they had this personal vendetta, the whole team, against a person that literally they played. I don't even know if they played against her. But definitely not this season.
No, but old girl did.
Angel Reese, did.
Reese had.
Yeah.
Right, but has she ever done anything to her?
I don't know.
Yeah, we're going off of like some other stuff. Is my point.
Yeah.
They went after. They had like whatever they did for mentality to get up for the game. Fine. They made.
It worked.
They made some Michael Jordan false narratives. You've seen.
Yeah.
You see that, and it worked for them. But first off, stop going fucking race all the time. There's nothing to do with. I think she called herself the Bayou Barbie. Has nothing fucking to do with the race in this. It doesn't. It literally, and not in my opinion at least, it literally is because you made it awkward. I felt awkward. It's almost like watching that comedy movie, any one of them, and there's the awkward fuck part that you know it's coming. You've seen the movie before. You know it's coming. You're like, I can't. This is like that weird part. Yep. Like Bridesmaids. I think she has that. She has an awkward moment where she's like doing her mental breakdown. I'm like, it's like gritty. It's like, dude, someone should have stopped her. One of her teammates should have went up and said, all right, we got it. Like, hey, let's celebrate us now.
Right.
That didn't happen.
That's my biggest thing is like when I first saw it, and I only got the second clip of her like game ended and her doing this. I'm like, ice cold, right? Cool. Mm-hmm. Then I saw the whole deal, her following her around, 15 seconds, pointing her finger. I'm like, at what point do you just like stop and go, I'm gonna go celebrate with my teammates now, like celebrate us and everything, and not, taunt this player for 15 seconds, or whatever. But the first one, she did it right away or whatever, not a problem. I'm like, okay,
yeah,
like
yes, Yeah.
Boom, in the moment. There it is. It should be done. I agree. Shouldn't have anything to do with race. Nobody's crucifying Angel Reese because of her. She's a black woman and was doing it. No, they're crucifying her because 15 seconds, following her around on the court like a puppy dog.
Yeah.
That is why people are crucifying her.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it just wasn't classy, right? So it's not like, so Caitlyn did that, but it was at the team. It wasn't at a particular person. It was like, you've got to have that competitive nature where you talk a little shit. It makes it more entertaining. It's fun, right? If I'm out there, I'm doing the same thing. If I'm drilling shit, in the game, right? Yeah. But what hurt was just what you said, right? So she followed her around and did all that stuff. So the fact that they made it about race was bullshit. Mulkey wasn't going to say anything because that woman should have been kicked out of the game, teed up, something at least a few times. She was on the court a lot, and she should not have been, but they let it go, and they let it go. Mm-hmm. So in my opinion, this game, besides the shit with Caitlyn and Angel, the refs were terrible. No, Iowa lost the game, okay? That's fine.
Yep.
But we didn't get to see the best of either team because everybody had too many fouls and nobody could really play as aggressive or how they wanted throughout the game.
Yep.
Yeah.
That should be talked about more instead of the race thing. So they turned it into this, well, you're doing it because of this. It's like, no, girl, you were following her and you were being like more disrespectful about it, not just like talking shit, right? Yep. That's the deal. But Caitlyn's response was awesome. Caitlyn responded after that and she's like, I don't think anybody should be saying anything about her. I would do the same thing. It's all fun. It's part of the game, whatever. So I love that part that Caitlyn said about her. Now, what adds to this, though, is the media tries to make even more about race, and they go back to the South Carolina game when Iowa's coach before the game said, yeah, this is going to be a bar fight. This is going to be aggressive. We're going to really have to go after him, blah, blah, blah. And after the game, South Carolina's coach said, I can't remember exactly, I'm paraphrasing, but she's like, this wasn't a bar fight. We're not animals. We're not monkeys, blah, blah, blah. Like, she turned it into like she was talking shit about the team. But if you're about to go play a really aggressive team that's physical,
Right.
bar fight's a common thing to describe what's about to happen, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So
bigger
too
girl,
much of that.
Bigger girls. I was, undersized, so it was literally going to be for them.
And one of the better defensive teams in the nation.
Exactly.
So
They're
it was
physical.
going to be a slugfest.
Yeah.
Right?
And so for Angel to try to act like I was defending my SEC girl because Caitlyn brushed one of them off to shoot a three.
Yeah.
How many times have we seen that? That's not a new thing. If you can't shoot, I'm going to let you fucking shoot.
Hey,
Yeah.
That's not a thing.
I saw an awesome fucking thing, and I agree with this 1,000%. If Caitlin Clark is doing this and giving you 15 feet to shoot a
And
three-pointer,
you don't take it?
and you can't do it, should you even be playing D1 basketball?
Right. I did see that, yeah.
If you can't shoot a
that
goddamn three
wide
with someone
open.
wide open, should you be – and you're a point guard. We're not talking about the center here.
Right, yeah.
You're the goddamn point guard, shooting guard. You can't shoot that and make that?
You shouldn't be on a D1
You shouldn't
team.
be on D1 team, right? There's plenty of girls right over here that,
In high school that could
in
probably
high
do
school
that.
that can pop it. Or you're leaving me wide open? Are you shitting me?
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Like that's on you.
Yeah, listen, if you do that to me and we're playing, I'm taking that shot every time.
Right.
I'm taking that as disrespectful. Nobody else is, right? Like,
Connor,
that's
one,
the shit.
One of the worst. Well, he got better this last year. Connor McCaffrey, we're talking about, one of the worst 3-point shooters. He really was. He's more of a basketball mind, right? They did that to him, and he would still shoot it. Of course, his dad's like, "Fucking shoot it." I don't care if you're by far the least field goal efficient 3-point shooter on the court. You will not let somebody leave you that wide open on purpose,
Not take it, yeah.
and not take it. Because what if you do catch fire?
Right.
Like, I don't know. There was a lot of drama with it. I just wanted to put it out there that, like, first off, the race thing needs to stop. Like, we bring in the race narrative every fucking time. Like, are you kidding me? There was nothing racial about any part of this. To the game point, which was very frustrating, was literally that was the worst reffing game I've ever seen in my. I can't even say it in my life anymore because it feels like I'm saying that a lot anymore. Like the NFL had a really bad year of it.
Yeah.
You know, NBA had some. It is a really, really badly reffed game. And to your point, I believe the Hawkeyes would have had a shot. I mean, the game would have been a hell of a lot closer. But we don't know because they literally fucking – and they did it to them too. so I can't say it was just Iowa.
Exactly.
They were in foul trouble. That's how we know the girl with the blonde hair, afro.
That killed us in the first half.
Caught fire from three. And then she made
She had 21 in the first
Carolina.
half.
LSU averaged 6 3-point field goals a game. They had fucking 7 in the first quarter, and she had 3 or 4 of them, whatever it was.
Yeah, I think I would lose this game on the simple fact that LSU shot out of their minds.
Stupid, yes.
Stupid. So I just think they were hot for a game.
Yep.
Yeah, for the right game. And so I think game would have been closer.
I think it
much closer. But I think just it's hard to when somebody's having
especially Morris on the stretch.
Right. It when somebody's just on fire and having the game, it's hard to beat that, right?
Yeah, and that's what I was telling my son. My son's a big-time Iowa Hawkeye women's fan, especially Caitlin. And I was like, I had to look at him a couple times. I was like, bro, sometimes it's just not your day, and it's somebody else's. It literally, that's how this game went. They did everything they could to punch back and bring themselves back, and then a miraculous foul call would come in there, and then. But regardless, they're making stupid shots. It isn't like it isn't like the refs gave them shots. You know what I mean? Gave them threes. They were making everything. Alexa Morris, I can't remember what it was. It was 12 or 14 of the last points for LSU, and she was making everything off balance. It did. I'm like, we saw the one shot, and I'm like, Jesus, she just can't be stopped right now. You know, I'm like,
yeah. Here's the problem. Nobody watches women's basketball because people feel like the talent isn't there, right? Same as guys, which is fair. But when you have an opportunity to showcase the two most talented teams, especially when you talk about Caitlin and a number of LSU players, right? Yep. You have to let them play so people can see that. And maybe that'll pick up next year. But instead, you lock that shit down, and it could have been a 120-point game on each side. That, you just fucked yourself there, too.
They already, I don't know if you saw those. It has helped women's sports tremendously. Iowa women's ticket sales had to stop. They had to pause.
I saw that.
They had to pause. We're talking about women's basketball. They had to pause sales because they were flying off.
The season tickets were flying off.
The season tickets are flying off. They had higher ratings, both the Final Four game, I do believe the Elite Eight, the Final Four, and the National Championship than any NBA game that has been on ESPN this season, right? You know, I saw... When you see something special happening, you want to witness it. Whether you're a fan of that person or not, you want to hate. That's usually how it goes, right? It's not good for the NBA Finals to not have the best player in it, in LeBron. It isn't, because you're gonna have haters come in and people that are arguing for him, right?
Right.
Same thing with maybe that's the reason why the Patriots are always in there, right? You had people that hated the Patriots, hated Tom, but you had their fans, of course, right?
Yeah.
So
still tuning in.
But yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. I mean, Allie had a talk the other day about, which would you rather either see a concert or a sport. And I was like, honestly, I'd probably watch this. I want to go see a sporting event or something like that. Like, really, why? And I'm like, the chance of seeing something great or being in the building for something magical, or a record setting or something like that. Like, concert is a one-time deal. I can hear them on the radio. I can that, but but being in the building watching somebody get their 2000th hit or whatever it is, 100th home run or history,
right.
And you can look back in the record books or it's brought up every year, like, hey man, I was there when he did that, or when whoever did that, and just something we had talked about or whatever. Kind of the same thing you were saying when you witnessing that the historical moment going on.
Yeah, Adrian Peterson, that's still huge to me. Me and my son got to watch that. I got to watch probably the last running back to ever do it, because of where the game went now, right?
Yeah. We
got to watch Adrian Peterson cross over 2,000 yards and come up 9 yards short of breaking the all-time record. We're in attendance. You can't take that away. I don't know, unless you're going to see Ozzy bite a bat's head off, I'm with you there. Like, how... I'm not saying a concert's a bad thing. What I'm saying is, are you going to see anything that is, the rest of your life, you're like, oh my God, I saw something historic.
Never again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
That's what I had on Olga. I had to get that off my chest. I'm just tired of seeing all this shit, especially the race part. I'm like, we are getting ridiculous. The only thing offensive in every part of this, besides them blaming race, is giving Angel Reese the most outstanding player award.
They did it because of the season, right? Because she broke the record for double-doubles. She wasn't the best player in the game for either team.
No, it's for the tournament.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, for the tournament.
Which, if you look at her stats for the tournament, okay.
Yeah, it's pretty studly.
Yeah, but she wasn't the best player in that game.
She wasn't the best player in the game. But then you still have the argument for Caitlin through all those. Like, she broke so many records. Like, I don't know how you don't. That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah. But Rio has some fight card stuff going on. Let's talk about UFC tomorrow night.
Yeah, UFC 287, Pereira versus Adesanya 2. So we'll kick off with perhaps some predictions here, and we'll start. Let's see.
I forgot Masvidal's on here.
I was going to say, yeah. So let's see. Yeah, we'll pick 2 fights. Ones y'all probably know. Jorge Masvidal. Plus 350 versus Gilbert Burns, minus 475. What you think? And the betting line should tell you what you think. But what are you thinking
Your inner gut wants you to do like some fanboy crazy knockout. I'm gonna ride with Gilbert Burns on this one. I'm gonna ride with Gilbert Burns because Jorge in the last fight that I witnessed him in. That was Kobe that I witnessed him in. Was he in another one after that?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think it was Kobe.
Yeah, because then he got in trouble because he beat Kobe up at like a restaurant, and that's been yeah.
So he was very unimpressive in that fight. There was something was missing in that man. I don't know what it was. Really don't. Gilbert Burns, I'm gonna ride there.
Yeah, I'm with you 100%. All day I'm betting Gilbert Burns. He's at the money point, in my opinion, right? He's not Connor's level, but he's got the same mentality. He's got other things going on. He had a good run. Gilbert Burns is still fighting for a title, still grinding. He's so fucking good. He's probably top 4. That division's gotten better, but he's so good. He's gonna beat him.
Well, his last 2 losses are Chimaev and Usman.
Yeah.
Right.
Not 2 bad losses right there, right?
Right, and that, Chimaev, that was a close
really
fight.
close.
I mean, he thought he was getting blown away. He probably felt he was getting thrown to the wolves, right? And I think it kind of lit a fire under him a little bit. He's only 21-5. I mean, look at his record. So he's right there on the cusp. I mean, obviously, yeah, I'm going Gilbert Burns. I think Jorge is, he'll pull one out every now and then. I think, but he's kind of like a Nate Diaz kind of guy. You're just tuning in to watch him fight and see what happens.
Maybe pull something crazy.
And every now and then he'll pull something off, perhaps. But yeah, I think the betting lines are probably about right here. I think Burns smashes his way through it, and we'll go to the main event: Israel Adesanya minus 135 versus Alex Pereira plus 115. What are you thinking here?
This one's a little more difficult. Like, maybe it shouldn't be because I do believe, if I remember correctly, Israel was working him over for almost every minute of this round until he wasn't, right? Or of the match until he wasn't.
Yeah.
Right? Is that the same one I'm thinking of? Because he clipped him
At the end of one of the rounds, if there was like 5 more seconds, he'd have won that fight.
Yeah. This one's tough. I gotta go with the redemption on this one. I'm gonna go with Israel. The last time, I just brought this up in conversation. Well, old girl when she had her when she got stunned, got her belt taken.
Amanda
Nunes, and then she came back in that next fight and just fucking murdered her. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think this. I don't think Israel's gonna leave any doubt in this one. I think he's going to go back and get his strap.
What do you think, Danny?
This is a tough one. It's kind of kryptonite, right? Izzy has never beat him. So what is this? 4 straight that he's lost him?
2, 3.
3, right?
So going on, fighting 4th time.
Okay. I bet on Izzy because I think he can fix his mistakes and go a little harder earlier. But I would not be surprised if he loses. Sometimes there's just matchups that don't work out. And this could be one of those for Izzy, but I think he'll pull it out, man.
Yeah.
Who are you saying he fought? They fought 4 times?
In
So he's
kickboxing.
They kickboxed twice, and then they fought MMA once.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
And I think Pereira knocked him out both times.
Yeah.
Didn't he?
Oh, okay.
RTKO'd him and knockout. So
That's
And
why
then-
Pereira came to the UFC. He's
Yeah.
only fought 6 times in the UFC.
eight
8
times.
Sorry, 8.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're right.
Well, I don't know how many times in the UFC, but MMA he's 7-1.
Okay, so I think it's 6 in the UFC, but he hasn't fought very much.
Yep.
He specifically came to beat Izzy again because he's done it before, and he did. So it's going to be interesting, man. But where are you at, Rio?
Definitely interesting, and I have an interesting take on this fight. I am going Israel Adesanya, but I do think what happens in this fight is, yeah, he was winning, and so he's going to go out and be on his feet, but Pereira cuts so much weight, right? We know that. I think he's going to change up tactics. Once he starts getting him tired, he's going to take him down, lay on it. I'm not saying maybe submit him, but maybe just look to beat him up on the ground, stay away from his power.
Smart. Yeah.
At that point, his power is negated, at least on his feet. Chance of getting knocked out, and you're wearing on him. The weight
like
cut's
it.
going to come more into
Yeah.
the play, and then perhaps finish him off.
Because he's big. He's a big fucker outside of fight week.
Yes,
Yeah.
he cuts a lot of weight. So I think perhaps that, because Israel knows 3 times he's been knocked out or from his hands. So I think he's going to play this one smarter. I think he can, slow him down on his feet, but I think that's going to be on the back of his mind. So I think he plays this one out a little different and does go to the ground.
6 and so he's 7-1.
Mm-hmm.
6 of his victories by KO.
Yeah.
TKO.
He's got that Francis power for his division,
Yeah.
Jesus. Hey, I saw an interesting picture, by the way.
What's
You saw
that?
that? The Legends? I know you don't like Francis, though. It was Francis. I think it was like the left tackle or whatever for the Jets, and then Arnold.
Mm-hmm.
You know how big Arnold is, right?
Yeah.
Danny, are you looking this up? I don't know. I didn't know if you're looking it up.
No.
So you know how big Arnold is. He's tall. He's big. Looks like a baby next to these 2 gentlemen. Of course, the dude's like 6'9", 6'8".
Hey, so Pereira's only fought in UFC 4 times.
It's only 4.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought it
So
was 6.
he fought. Isn't that crazy? Fight 3 times and get a title shot.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. That was LFA down there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I didn't realize that either. I just wanted to go see who he's beaten, and I don't even know who that guy is.
Who
That's
the
crazy,
fuck is
though.
that guy?
Bruno Silva.
Pereira was born a year after I was. That's how old I'm getting.
Just think of where you could be.
Yeah. God damn it.
Yeah.
Are there any other good fights it looks like out there? Those 2 are the big ones, right? But
Yeah, those 2 are the big ones. So
Poirier's going to commentate. That's
Rob
pretty cool.
Font's fighting. Kevin Holland's back in the octagon. That young kid, Raul Rosas Jr.
Oh, that's right. the
He is
18 -man.
fighting minus 270 favorite over Christian Rodriguez, who is 8-1. I think that'll be a really entertaining fight.
Hell yeah.
Kelvin Gastelum, he's on the prelims. Chris Curtis on the prelims. That's who he's facing. Cynthia Calvillo. How the mighty have fallen. Cynthia Calvillo, she was a stud coming out of Team Alpha Male in Sacramento and went on a tear, and I think she actually got a title shot and got beaten and just been sliding ever since. And that's really it, though.
Not too much of that. That young kid.
Yeah, that'll be a good one.
Because is this only his 2nd fight in UFC?
Yeah. Yep.
Yep. I think that could be a really entertaining fight, that Raul Rosas Jr. versus Christian Rodriguez. 7-0 versus 8-1.
And Christian isn't like way old. I mean, obviously he's older than that kid because that kid's only 18, but he's only 25 himself. So that'd be interesting.
You remember the fight that kind of made Cody Garbrandt famous against Dominic Cruz? The dancing he did, and then he had to beat him up.
Yeah.
They're about to have a rematch, so they just announced it today. those two are going to go at it again, which is kind of funny because they're both old and not
Old
as
shit.
great as they were then. So
Right.
I don't know what to think.
Here soon, gentlemen. We gotta start putting something together for for our first round mock.
First round.
We gotta do a
mocks.
first round mock, gentlemen.
Yes, we will.
How much time we got right now?
55.
55. We can probably wrap her up. We can start wrapping her up then. I was gonna touch on the Jalen Carter thing, but it's gonna be there. We can talk about it on Tuesday.
Yeah. It's all good. You had a story, Jimmer. Round it to the nearest dollar, I think is what it was.
Yeah. So, makes sense if you don't think about it. But it probably does all at the same time. Let me talk about frustration.
I like that wristband. That's cute.
My daughter made it for
Oh,
me.
okay. I like it. I actually like it. Okay.
And
Man, we thought you were drinking Bud Lights before this or something.
Actually, it came with my Bud Light can, so it was like buy one.
Perfect.
Sweet.
I bought a Cracker Jack box. What's up?
Buy two, get one in your ass for free later.
Told me, I'm like, you're not catching me drinking that yet. Yeah. That being said, I'm sitting there thinking about this. So, I know you guys have to feel the same way, okay? You go to almost any gas station, any store where you go use your debit card, right? And every single store has a program that needs to help some kids, some warriors, some soldiers, whatever. It doesn't matter what it is. Would you like to round up to the closest dollar? Like, for fuck's sake, man. Like, and I mean this with all due respect. I really do. I mean, it isn't like I don't mind donating, but first off, you put me, hey, do you want to help the kids? Like, motherfucker. Why you got to put it like that? Number one.
Nah, I was a kid before. I helped myself.
Right. I'm like, but it's always like round up. I'm like, God damn it. Like, it's already expensive enough out here. Everything is went up. You know how much, let me put this into perspective for you. I usually only buy stuff if it's this for this. So what I mean is like if buy two for this price, It's very, very rare that I ever buy anything that is just individual, like walk in and buy a pop, and that's it. I usually find a deal up there. It's a 2, 4, whatever.
At least makes it feel like you're getting a deal.
Right, make you feel like it.
Right.
Yeah. I got it. Make me feel like
Make
it.
me feel special.
Make me feel special, right? So what I'm getting at is I go buy a pop, and it's like $2.50 for a fucking 20-ounce pop. It's so stupid. So that pisses me off even more. It might even be more. I don't know. I know it's at least fucking over two. I'm like, this is stupid. This is where the fucking world is. And then you go swipe the card for this, and I think I actually was buying my daughter a pop because I already had a couple monsters for my twofer. My deal.
You
my
found
deal.
your deal. He got his deal earlier.
My deal. So I was buying her a pop. Would you like to round up to that? I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I just spent fucking $2.50 for a pop. $2.75, whatever the fuck it is anymore. But it dawned on me. Why in the fuck do we have to keep hitting? Why don't they round down and take fucking what they... And they take it the other way. Hey, you know what? We'll only charge you $2 and the 50 cents we'll fucking chuck out.
We'll cover it.
Right. I'm like, round down.
Yeah.
Like, why are you trying to chuck me more? And then you're behind the kids part. Prove to me that they even go to it anyway. You might just be padding some Casey's fucking executive pocket.
Yeah, dude. So I
got that Bulldog special going on.
Right. I'm getting fucking catfish at the register every time.
It's funny. I got two things on this. The first one is I don't do that anymore. I did for a while because I'm like, oh, damn it. Okay, yeah, round up. It makes it easier for me, right? Whatever. But ever since I heard, I can't remember if it's CVS or Walgreens, they got in big trouble because they pledged a donation to, Red Cross or something, right, of X amount of dollars. Well, they couldn't pay that. So they started using the donations from people that brought it in to pay their donation that they had pledged. And so they got in huge trouble for that. So I'm like, fuck you guys. I'm not helping you with what you said you would do. But second, there's an episode of South Park on that where, whose dad is that? Stan's dad or whatever. He's going up and he's like, fuck, I don't want to go to that guy. He always makes me feel bad for not donating to the kids, And so he's like, all right, whatever. And so he's, hey, I'm not gonna donate. So just don't say it too loud. I'm not gonna do it. Okay, just so you know. Like, don't tell everybody, whatever. And they goes, oh, don't worry about it. We have a new process anyway. And he's like, oh, okay, cool. So he goes to pay for his shit. He's like, go ahead and just touch the screen right there. And he's like, I already said it. I'm not gonna do it. And he's like, okay, so just go ahead and touch the screen, answer the questions. And he's like, okay. So he does. And he's like, okay. And so X amount of dollars is your change, right? And he's like, all right, where's my change? And he's like, oh, you just got to take it out of that little kid's mouth right there. So there's this little kid that's got the money spitting out, and he's trying to pry it out, and everybody's looking at him like, you piece of shit. Oh, dude, that had me rolling. I'm like, that is perfect.
Well, I'm just saying. I'm like, it's never ending, and like everything has gotten so expensive, right? I almost choked my wife today when we got home. So I go shopping with her and all that. Not in the good way either.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not the foreplay way. So go grocery shop with her. We getting all the normal stuff. You know, she grabs a bag of grapes. Don't think anything about any of this shit. By the way, if you spend $15 at Fairway, you get 4 sticks of butter for free. Just so you know.
That's good.
$5 value.
Jeez.
I'm sitting there adding this up. I'm like, I don't know how much the grapes are, but we need to spend $15 in the produce. I'm like, you need like one more thing for like $3 or some shit, which will eat the vegetables, all that shit. Yep. Get home. She's like, hey, by the way, those grapes were $11. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Or she said 10. The 10, whatever the change. I'm like, fucking $11? So we're back to the fucking orange juice jug I was telling you about. The fucking $12 orange juice. We are fucking insane, people.
Yeah.
I'm like, are you kidding me?
Right.
I'm like, fucking grapes for $10. I'm like, I like grapes. Fuck that. Don't like it that much.
Right. No shit.
Like, God damn it. Cigarettes don't even cost that much.
No.
So it costs you less to kill yourself with a fucking cancer stick than it does for fucking some healthy food.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always laugh. They're like, would you like to donate to the world? Bitch, I am the poor.
Right. Can we get some of that back?
Yeah. Is that coming to me? Where's that going?
Where's my rebate?
I'm like, actually, I already do. I pay my taxes, and it goes to the EBT people of the world that just choose not to work. So I already do donate.
Yep, I'm taken care of over here, baby. Right. That's good shit. That's good shit over there.
It makes sense if you don't think about it. Just my rant.
Definitely makes sense. Well, we'll go ahead and start to wrap her up, gentlemen. For those of you beautiful people that found us out on the interweb, be sure to like, subscribe, share the whole 9 yards. We really appreciate it. But where's the podcast available, Jimmer?
Anywhere and everywhere podcasts are available. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, and YouTube.
YouTube. Let's go. YouTube, don't forget it, in case he didn't say it enough there, ladies and gentlemen. And we do like to tell a good story, so be sure to hit us up. We'll tell your story. Go ahead and slide on in
to our DMs. Get us that story. We'll get it out to all the folks that want to hear it. You know, we do as well. We can omit names if that needs to happen, because you never know. Could be some embarrassing stuff. But we can take care of that for you.
I hope it is. Hope it's
for the love of God, we hope it is. But we can take care of you, get that story out to all the folks that want to hear it. So make sure to slide on into those DMs.
Absolutely, ladies and gentlemen. Well, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. Thank you, everybody, for listening. This is 3 Gig Sports. We out.